Americanized Chinese food is, to put it more blatantly, is what we serve here. And to take that and take it back to China, I thought it was kind of a trip to have something like that.
We are trying to change the perception of like Chinatown food is only for foreigners.
Hi, my name is Wilson Tang, owner of Nom Wah Tea Parlor here in New York and Philadelphia. We are the oldest and first dim sum restaurant in Chinatown. This restaurant is exactly 100 years old, starting in 1920. I inherited the restaurant from my Uncle Wally back in 2010. As a son of immigrants, the last thing my parents wanted me to do was to work in a restaurant. But I think for me, restaurant and hospitality has always been in my DNA. I feel what we're serving is a more American version of what is served in China. We try to stick to the classics a lot. Chicken feet is on the menu, rice rolls are on the menu, all sorts of dumplings are on the menu. We have built quite a following here in New York, in the States, and I've always thought about expansion. About 3 years ago, I had met my business partner in China.
My name is Tobi, and I'm Wilson's partner in China. So my granddad actually worked in Nom Wah back in the 50s. So he used to tell me stories about his time in Chinatown. So I've known about this brand for since my childhood in 2008. And I actually went to Chinatown and visited Nom Wah.
He kind of caught on to what we were doing here, and we just started talking about it. And we talked for months, and finally we were able to figure out what the working relationship was, and we just did it. It was very natural for us. By the end of 2019, we had 3 stores open in Shenzhen, China. So Chinese food that originated from China, that's kind of Americanized via the US, and then taking that and going back to China it's kind of like a coming full circle for me.
There are 2 main group of customers who come into our, Nom Wah China. The first group are actually people who used to live or work or study in New York. So they are coming back to Nom Wah, and basically they are just walking down the memory lane. And the second group of people are actually people who haven't been to New York, Chinatown. So they are actually very interested to come and try out the Chinatown food. That's what we are trying to change, is the perception of like Chinatown food is only for foreigners. One of the most interesting thing to the customers are that our food actually the size, because we have one char siu bao, the size is much bigger than the original. So we have it like the size like hamburger.
We have an egg roll here that is really famous, made with an egg crepe. And we take, a vegetable and chicken filling, and that's like the hype item here. It's fried, it smells good, it's tasty, it's soft, and like that's part of like our Chinatown menu. I think as that story comes to America, it changes a little bit. To bring that back to China is actually a really interesting and exciting way of how food works, how food travels, or how people can put their takes on it.
You're watching CNN. I'm Brooke Baldwin. Here's the breaking news.
Where a second wave of coronavirus is on the brink of crashing down.
Starting tomorrow, all gyms, bars, and restaurants must stop.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, how's it going, man?
It's been over a year since we last spoke, so I just wanted to catch up and see how your stores were doing, with the pandemic.
I'm taking it like one day at a time. Right now, we have like 50% indoor dining, and we have like a pretty decent outdoor setup. So we're able to operate. We're nowhere near the numbers we were doing, pre-pandemic, but somehow, some way, we're making it work.
Was there anything you learned from how the China stores were operated that you took back home during this past year?
Just prior to the pandemic, no one knew what the heck was happening. But I think having a partner in Asia, knowing about temperature checks and social distancing and spacing out the dining room, I was able to figure that out earlier than later, especially because we have partners in Asia that are experiencing it a little bit earlier than we were. So we're just kind of watching how they were opening up, and we follow suit that way.